May his soul rest in peace, and may his memory be a blessing.
Approved award of contract for the design, development, deployment, and management of the National Social Investment Management Systems for the National Social Investment Programs. This system is going to be used to take care of the issues of the N-Power programs, the JIP program, the National Cash Transfer Program, as well as the National Homegrown School Feeding Program. We're starting with the N-Power, which is the one before us, which is very immediate, and after which we're going to also key in other clusters of the National Social Investment Program onto this platform. The Council has graciously approved that, and we're going to go ahead. Thank you very much. The contract is in the sum of 2,123,000,000, 35,499 naira 96 kobo, inclusive of 7.5% VAT, with a completion period of 24 months.
Gentlemen of the press, my memo today was approved and is in regard to provision of potable water to the 4 local government of Ogoniland in Rivers State, that is Gokana, Kana, Eleme, and Tai, in the sum of 6,048,318,974 naira 74 kobo. If you recall, the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project, otherwise known as HYPREP, was commissioned in 2016 to clean Ogoniland, impacted areas of Ogoniland, based on a report by United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. Along the mandate of the project is not just cleaning up the contaminated areas by oil pollution, but also to provide drinking water, and 3, to also provide alternative livelihood for the people of that area. This is a project that previous governments have tried to do, but it just turned out to just be, just talk. But President Buhari in 2015, when he promised, this thing started in 2016. And currently, there will be 6 water projects that will be provided in these 4 local governments of Ogoniland. And this has just been approved, and work will start immediately. And they are in different, of course, prices, and also different compilation period, I think ranging from 6 months all the way to 9 months, depending on the, and it's a rehabilitation and construction. And some of this will link with the River State government water system. So this is what we have been given approval today. Thank you.
For the Ministry of Interior to, through the Federal Fire Service, procure 20 fire engines, water tankers, and ambulances worth the sum of 10 billion 436 million 373,240 naira 96 kobo, inclusive of VAT, to 7 contractors. This is to enhance the capacity of the Federal Fire Service to effectively control and manage emergencies relating to fire and search rescue operations. The Council also considered and approved the award of contract for the deployment of an integrated real-time data repository and security intelligence solution to the Nigeria Immigration Service headquarters here in Abuja. And the delivery or completion period for that contract is 4 months. And the beneficiary, the contractor, is Masters Thermolinks Concept Limited. The total sum of the contract is 353,219,200 naira only. This again is to ensure that we have on one single platform all the databases of the Nigeria Immigration Service for efficiency and effective management of our data. I thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I presented on behalf of the Ministry of Works and Housing one memorandum and one report. The memorandum was with respect to the Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kano Highway, which was to change the scope of works from rehabilitation previously awarded because many parts of the pavement are deteriorated to full reconstruction on 2 lanes on both sides. And Council considered and approved the request for that change of scope and the incidental cost consequence, changing the existing contract from 155 billion to 797.236 billion to provide for full reconstruction of the main carriageway and also trailer parks, way bridges, toll stations, additional side lanes in the built-up areas across the FCT, Niger State, Kaduna State, and Kano State, which are all served by the road. So this was approved by Council for the same contractor, Mrs. Julius Berger, Nigeria PLC. The other was a report to brief Council on the progress of what we call the Highway Development Management Initiative, which has been in the news for some time, which is an attempt to get private sector to invest and benefit in road maintenance management and the provision of allied services. So this covered, the first phase covers 12 routes of about 1,963 kilometers across Nigeria. And we hope to see, when the process completes, an investment from private sector in the order of 1 trillion naira, using 2 models, the value-added concession and the unbundled assets approval. So what we expect to see, since you're here, is to help us also explain to members of the public, this is more than just tolling a road. In the value-added concession, we'll be handing over 12 corridors, such as Benin Asaba, Abuja, Lokoja, Kano, Katsina, Onitsha, Aba, Shagamu, Benin, Kano, Maiduguri, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Ilorin, Jeba, Lagos, Badagry, under this value-added concession, which would require them to maintain the entire right of way, provide all of the support services, tolling, towing vehicles, ambulance services, pavement repair, vegetation control, building of rest houses. So it's big business that we expect to see. But the procurement process will be managed along with the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, where we would issue a request for qualification, which will be advertised. So for all of those who are interested, and there's been a lot of interest, people calling in, just wait until the process starts, we will advertise it. What we've come to do is to come and brief council how far we have come, the consultations we have held with the National Assembly, with ministries, with business community, with consultants, and so on and so forth. So that was just a report to council about that. Thank you very much.
My presentation has some errors that you must not go out with. As I said, the FEC considered and approved the procurement of various firefighting equipment. The total sum of the approval is 10,436,375,240 naira 96 kobo. However, it's not for 20 vehicles or equipment. If you want to break it down, it goes as thus. The approval covers the supply of 44 firefighting trucks, fire engines, 44. And it only covers the supply of water tankers, numbering 15. And supply of rapid intervention fire engines. Rapid, not conventional one. Rapid that can go into every nook and cranny and can quickly respond to distress calls on fire. 15. And finally, it covers the supply of ambulance, basic life support ambulances of about 20. So in all, we are talking of a total firefighting equipment and support vehicle of 79, support operational vehicle of 79. So I mistakenly mentioned 20, covering just ambulances as the total figure, but take it now that we are talking of 79 various firefighting equipment, from engine to water tanker to rapid, small but sharp rapid firefighting equipment and basic life support ambulances, all numbering 79 vehicles in all. Thank you. Supply of 44 standard firefighting trucks, which we call fire engines, at a total sum of 8,113,518,240 naira 96 kobo. 44 standard fire engines. The approval also covers supply of water tankers, of numbering 15, at a total sum of 435,375,000 naira only. Then we have the supply of rapid intervention fire engines. These are smaller fire engines that can enter difficult terrain and quickly respond to any fire incident. The number is 15, at a total sum of 1,428,840,000 naira only. And supply of basic life support ambulances, numbering 20, at a total sum of 458,640,000 naira only. These are the equipment considered and approved by the Federal Executive Council for the Federal Fire Service in the Ministry of Interior. I thank you for your attention. When we are putting in place effective maintenance scheme to ensure that our newly purchased facilities and equipment are in top gear around the year. And if you are very critical in your assessment of responses, we have been improving in our response time to fire distress calls. As to the general complaint of lack of water and whatever, or let me further say that the assumption that our response is low is really a function of the fact that you miss the appraiser of federal fire service with the challenges that the states, subnational fire organs face. Most of the states, with the exception of very, very few, and I won't mention names, don't have any effective fire service. We are now encouraging them to support the process of fighting fire by developing their own capacity and not relying on federal fire service. Until the assumption of office of this administration, even the federal fire service was comatose. It was the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari that revived the efficacy and efficiency or capacity of the federal fire service to even be in any position to respond at all. There was nothing in the two locations prior to the assumption of office of this administration to even respond to any fire call at all. Where were those locations? Lagos and Abuja. Those are the two locations where you had federal fire service presence. However, by now, as of today, we are present in 20 states. Between 2015 and now, 20 states. And what that means is that we can only be effective at all in those 20 states. This procurement is to ensure that we are in all over the states and Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and we'll be there powerfully. But no matter how powerful we are, our efficiency will still be inadequate if the subnationals, the states, do not develop their own capacity to support or to be the main, we are supporting, to be the main driver in fire service, prevention and control of fire incidents. That's about that. We have capacity, as we are procuring this equipment, we are equally acquiring the capacity to effectively run and manage and maintain them. And that assurance I will give. As to water, I told you in my presentation that to ensure that there will be no complaint of water, we are acquiring water tankers. But that's not the best way. The subnationals must have the capacity to always have their fire hydrants. Fire hydrants are locations in the various communities, metropolis, towns, and whatever, where fire engines can be connected to draw water from the public main and serve the purpose of firefighting. So I am seizing the opportunity to appeal to state governments to ensure that their fire hydrants are always ready and functional for the purpose of supporting fire service, both for federal fire service and their own state fire service organizations. Thank you.
Okay, well, first of all, let me clear that the project is not behind by 5 years. Yes, we have some delays, and this was evident when we came. We assessed the project. We went all the way to Geneva and met with UNEP. That's the agency, United Nations Environment Program, that designed the project, conducted the studies, and make the recommendations. Seeing that, we came back, and I went and explained to Mr. President that according to their report, the project was behind by 1 year. 1 year. We sought for some changes, and he graciously approved, and we have those changes. And between then and now, 15 sites have been cleaned up and certified clean. So there was a delay of 1 year, yes, but then we have progressed. Now I can say that in the last 1 year, we have done up to 15. So there's tremendous amount of progress, and we are trying to push to catch up with the time. Still maybe behind by months, but this is a project that you want to take time to do it and do it well. You are talking about the livelihood of people, contaminated soil by hydrocarbons. These are cancer-causing chemicals, or rather I call them carcinogens. So we want to make sure that while we are trying to speed up, but also we are being careful to make sure it's clean, and it's clean to the standard of the World Health Organization and the standard set also by UNEP. So project is going on, and one of the things is this provision of water. But some of the delay even that you are talking about, yes, this is the first time that a project of this size and this magnitude is being undertaken. So you have these hiccups and bubbles maybe from the beginning, and also you have issues also in the area, you know, because there are some issues with the land. Maybe communities that are in dispute are not letting access as they should, and all that stuff. These are really some of the reasons. If I tell you that we have awarded contract additional 36, but it took us about 5 to 6 months to even access some of the sites that have already been contracted out, because some communities are in dispute and will not let us go onto the land to even commence the cleanup until just recently, not more than 3 months ago, that we were able to get them to understand we are not there for land dispute but for cleanup. And once we get the cleanup done, whoever gets the land gets a clean land. Thank you. We awarded the first 21 sites were awarded in 2017 and were mobilized in 2018. Now, cleanup started, like I said, because being a brand new project, a lot of hiccups. Then in 2019, or 2019, towards the end of 2019, we awarded another 36 sites. All of these sites are being worked on and at various stages of work right now. But it's not, I think about 7 to 8 are just groundwater assessment. The ones that are actual cleanup of the pollution, hydrocarbon pollution impacted areas are -9, you can say. Thank you.
So we're dealing with 375 kilometers of road. So let's just remember that, of 2 lanes each. So the completion is going to be in phases. So the first phase will be the Kaduna-Zaria section, which is 74 kilometers. That will be in Q4 of 2022. The next phase will be the Zaria-Kano section, which is 137 kilometers. That should be in Q1 of 2023. And the last phase will be the Abuja-Kaduna section, which will be in Q2 of 2023, as now revised.